Hey, welcome to my channel's Audiocast. This is where I empower you to take charge of your body transformation journey through simple behavior adjustments. My name is Daniel, and I believe that successful and long lasting body transformations don't require extreme measures. It really is all about small and consistent habits that can and will lead to powerful results. In this episode, I will briefly address the following body transformation struggles: lack of motivation, plateaus in weight loss, time constraints, emotional eating, and having an inconsistent routine. Now, these specific topics were inspired by emails that I got from listeners just like you who sent me who sent me their struggles, and I decided to address them in this episode because I thought it would benefit other people. Now, the solutions are pulled straight out of my book, Once and For All: How to Lose Weight and Never Fail Again. Humbly speaking, I think this is one of the best weight loss books that's out there. So if you're trying to find a long-lasting weight loss solution, make sure that you check out my book. Check out the reviews. If you don't believe me, it's already helped out a lot of people. And like I said, I'm pulling the solutions for these specific struggles straight out of my book. All right, so number one is lack of motivation. The struggle here is that staying motivated can be challenging, especially when results are slow to appear. So I'm going to give you quick solutions that you can use starting today that will help you if you are lacking motivation. The first one is make sure that you set specific, achievable goals and track your progress. Number two, celebrate small victories to keep your spirits high. And number three, surround yourself with supportive friends or join a community for accountability. Very important that you surround yourself with people who are on the same path as you or people that will support you. Additionally, celebrating the small victories is huge. Don't get so caught up on your end goal and how much left you still have to get there. Focus on what you've already done and pat yourself on the back. Talk to yourself nicely and make sure that you acknowledge all the hard work that you've done up to this point, even if it's just the first pound, or even if it's the first session back at the gym after 6 months or after 6 years. Celebrate the small victories. Reinforce yourself and make sure that you're talking positively and nicely to yourself because you deserve it. Number two, plateaus in weight loss. The struggle here is that many people experience plateaus where progress stalls. The best solution for plateaus in weight loss is to reassess your diet and your exercise routine. Consider adjusting your caloric intake, change your workout routine, and or incorporate new activities to shock your body and reignite the progress. Our metabolisms adapt, so make sure that you reassess your diet, adjust your calories, change your routine just a little bit, and shock your system. If you're used to working out at 5 p.m., try 5 a.m. If you're doing low carb, why not change it up and do keto or do high carb for a little bit, as long as you're being mindful and tracking your calories, of course. Shock your approach. Reignite the system. One simple change, one simple shock is all that it takes sometimes. Number three, time constraints. Busy schedules can make it hard to find time for workouts and or meal prepping. But at the end of the day, it comes down to priority. It's not about having the time, it's about making the time. Prioritize your workouts, your meal prep hour that you do every week, like appointments. If you're short in time when it comes to exercise, opt for high intensity interval training. If you are short in time, this is going to give you more efficient workouts. And plan your meals in advance to save time. The only extra thing that I would add to this specific struggle, and this isn't something that's in my book, this is just more, you could think of it a friend, giving you some advice. How much time do you spend scrolling? How much time do you spend doing things that are not productive with your time? It's not about having time, it's about making the time. How important is this to you? Have a calendar, mark things down, set reminders, make appointments for your workouts, treat them as if they were appointments, because at the end of the day, what's better now, to take care of your health right now or to be spending time in doctor's offices later on? Prioritize what's important in your life. And I think health, physical health and mental health, because when we look good, we feel good, is a priority. So nothing wrong with prioritizing your workouts and your health at all. Number 4, emotional eating. The struggle here is that stress, boredom, or emotional turmoil can lead to overeating or unhealthy food choices. The best solution here is to develop alternative coping mechanisms. For example, journaling, meditation, or engaging in hobbies. It's very important that you identify the triggers and create plans to manage them without turning to food. And this is where behavior therapy could come into place. I used to work with a client who was an emotional eater. And so we developed an alternative coping mechanism for when he turned to food. And that coping mechanism was, I want you to do 5 push-ups. Now, it sounds like a simple solution and like we figured it out and it worked out perfectly. It actually didn't until later. So when he first started doing this behavior replacement, he would forget. And so we would talk about it and I would tell him, it's fine if you forgot it. What I want you to do is next time that occurs, as soon as you remember that you were supposed to do the 5 push-ups, do the 5 push-ups, even if it's after the fact of you've already consumed the snacks. Okay, so bear with me because I'm going somewhere. But essentially what we started doing is we started shaping his behavior. So now, instead of him remembering 10 seconds later, he would remember at the moment. And sometimes like he would have the snack first and then the push-ups. And this is something that him and I had talked about. I said, it's okay if you do the push-ups later. Eventually, we're going to work towards you doing the push-ups prior to you having the snack. It takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. And I think this is where a lot of people struggle too, is that they want to see the quick results. But just remember this, you've had bad habits for the last, bad eating habits for the last however old you are. You're not going to turn your behaviors around in 1 or 2 days. So just stay consistent. So if you try something like this, it takes time. So going back to his story, it eventually got to the point where he would remember whenever he had that craving or the craving to go have something in the pantry, he would then do the push-ups and then have the snack. So once that took about like 5-6 days. Once we had that going, I told him, now you're going to increase the amount of push-ups that you're going to do and you're going to do 10. And what he started to realize with time is that after he did the push-ups, he was more regulated. And not only that, but working out makes you feel good. It releases a lot of good hormones. He started to realize that he wasn't feeling the need to snack on anymore. So essentially what we did, and it took time, it took a couple of weeks, we replaced the behavior of when he's feeling stressed and he wants to engage in emotional eating. Now we've replaced the behavior with push-ups. And now the emotional eating is not occurring at all, or hardly occurring. And this is just an example of how you can develop alternative coping mechanisms. In your case, it can be that instead of doing push-ups, you have to drink 10 ounces of water. And that's one of my favorite ones to recommend, by the way. If you feel the urge to snack or have junk food, it's okay. First, clear 10 ounces of water and then go have that thing, okay? And what you're going to find over time is that you're going to start replacing that behavior and you're going to feel more regulated to the point where you're not going to want the emotional eating as an outlet. So again, develop alternative coping mechanisms. There's many things you can do: journaling, meditation, and just, trying to find a hobby. Number 5 is an inconsistent routine. So the struggle here is that life can get in the way. And this can lead to a lack of consistency in workouts and nutrition. And I feel like an inconsistent routine is probably one of the things that a lot of people struggle with when they're trying to get to the next level. Because I believe from my experience in working with people one-on-one that losing weight is probably the easier. If you were to break it down into like three phases, let's say losing weight, maintenance, and then trying to look muscular or fit, that phase one, losing weight, is the easiest one of them all. Okay, because it's all about simple behavior adjustments. And so in this particular case, you can get away with being inconsistent. But I think it's when you're at that phase two, phase three, where you're trying to take your body to the next level, where that inconsistency really shows up, because that's where like you've already lost the weight, you're healthier than you used to be, but you're trying to take your body to the next level. Or this could be anybody who's already at a healthy weight and they're trying to take their body to the next level. Consistency is the most important thing. Consistency is absolutely key. And the best solution to having a more consistent routine is to establish a structured schedule for workouts and meal planning. Create a workout calendar and set reminders to help you stay on track. So this is very similar to the time constraint. And I think we can just circle back a little bit again to that idea of making this, of prioritizing this, knowing what to prioritize, knowing where your time, your precious time, is being distributed, right? So making this a priority is a great way to distribute your time. So again, establish a structured schedule for workouts and meal planning, and create a workout calendar and set reminders to help you stay on track. And that is all I have for you today. My goal is to provide you with the individual tools, tips, and inspiration you need to achieve your body transformation goals and cultivate a healthier lifestyle. Whether you're just starting out or looking to break through that pesky plateau, I've got you covered. And I will see you on the next episode.